Javi, how was your day?
It was fine. Long, sad, blood everywhere, but it was pretty good.
Did you have
For
sex with a
what?
girl on her period?
Uh,
Javi, you wearing your red?
A
You wearing
gentleman
your
doesn't
Red
kiss and
Wings?
tell.
Ah, yes, yes. Thank you for keeping it a secret. What we did. You know what? Let's start off with Jairo's favorite fighter. Who is Bellal going to fight? It seems to be
All right,
down.
I am honestly, I'll beauty myself. Have fun, boys.
It is between Shavkat and Usman. Who do we want?
Shavkat.
The Jairo.
Uh,
Okay. Jairo's gone. Fuck. Jesus Christ.
I'm not gone. I'm not gone. I just don't want to talk about that nigga, yo. I mean,
Well,
fuck.
you
All
could
right,
talk
sorry,
about.
YouTube. I didn't mean to say that word.
You know, it's a little late to be censoring yourself now, and I'm not going back and editing anything.
Bro, I'm fried. I'm telling you, I'm fried. But nah, all jokes aside, I'm trying to, damn, I'm fuck. All right, let me lock it in. I'm
I
locking
got
it
you
in.
all sorts of fucked up. This guy.
No, I'm trying to lock
Like,
it in like we were playing Palace yesterday. That's why I'm trying to lock it in.
But I
bro,
won.
you mentioned Bilal in front of Jairo, and Jairo, that's it. He's freaking out.
But I
He's
won.
wilding.
I won two out of the three games at Palace, though.
Bro, give me Hamza.
Hamza, this man doesn't even deserve a title shot at 185. What are we gonna give Hamza a title shot at 170? He can't even make the weight. He'd come fucking in 7 pounds over. I can't believe the
Bro,
UFC
just
really tried to kill Nate Diaz that night. That was crazy. Tried to give him
bro,
fucking Hamza. Are you kidding me?
I feel like Nate would have choked him out low key. Another upset.
You know how crazy that would have been if Nate submitted
And
Hamza.
would I be wrong if I said that might happen? Like, you get me? Like, maybe
Always a
there was a
chance with Nate.
maybe
Always a chance.
maybe maybe how can I say it? Maybe the fight didn't happen for a reason, bro.
Wow, and you're siding with it on. All right, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna have to
Bro,
like what?
it's for the podcast. Come on, it's for the podcast.
Oh, fuck off. So, it honestly, I know Shavkat deserves it, and he should be getting it. But I do want Usman to fight for the belt. I miss having active champions. Bro, Alex Pereira is carrying the UFC on his back. All we talk about every podcast is Alex Pereira because no one
And
else wants
Dana
to do
low-key hates
anything.
him. And Dana low-key hates him.
Why? Why do you think he hates him?
I think he low-key hates him.
Why?
I think he hates him too.
Yo, you want to know why? Because,
Yeah.
dude, you see the way he talks about John Jones, and John Jones hasn't been active in how long?
He's trying to get him to not retire. That is why he is. You know, that was actually one of the topics. Well, all right. You know what? Fine.
We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later.
Okay. All right. Either way, so I do want Usman to fight for the belt. I don't think he would actually beat Bilal. That's the thing. I think Bilal would somehow find some DDP excuse to go out there and win it. So I don't know. He would do it somehow.
I don't completely agree with you.
Ooh, okay. I like this. Challenge me.
It's, bro, you're sleeping on Kamaru. You forget who he was Himothy before Himothy. As in, I hate to say it, but Himothy in that weight division is Bellal. So you gotta give it. But Kamaru was Himothy before the Himothy before Himothy.
The original Himothy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now,
Like,
the
yo,
only
you could be-
Himothy is Max Holloway. That's the only man who deserves the rightful crown of Himothy.
Bro, you stupid.
Am I wrong?
You stupid.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know what? Fine. We'll jump right ahead to it. Who's Dan Hooker fighting next? Because clearly he's got to fight for the BMF belt.
Nah, give him a title shot.
I think we got to see what happens between Taporia and Max.
Nah. To keep everybody entertained, give Dan Islam. Why not? Why not? Bro, I'm tired of seeing
Again?
the same.
You want him to
I'm
get
tired,
killed again?
bro. I'm tired of seeing the same. I'm tired of seeing the same contenders. It's like, bro, it's feeling like WWE. Like they're fighting every Friday, and we already know who's gonna win. They're fighting every Monday. We know who's gonna win.
You think it feels like that? Really?
Bro, it's kind of repetitive if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, Dustin, Gaethje,
Uh-huh.
Charles, Dustin, Gaethje, um, fucking Chandler,
Oh, LOL,
Islam,
Michael Chandler.
bro,
I feel bad for Chandler at
Islam,
this point. I really, really
and,
do.
and then no disrespect because Islam is he's that boy, he's that boy.
Yeah.
But 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 like it's kind of tired. I'm kind of tired of seeing the same people trying to fight for it. And Volk twice. Volk the first time was a great fight, but damn, that's that second time.
That second time we don't talk about, but
Yeah,
I don't want
exactly,
short notice fights. Fuck short notice
exactly,
fights.
exactly,
Full training camps.
exactly.
So
Volk is
okay.
so, and I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I'm not to take any disrespect from any of those fighters either, because I
Mm.
one of them is my favorite fighter, Charles.
You
But
know
you just
what?
get
You read my mind. I was just gonna say, why don't we have a battle of the Super Saiyans? Dan Hooker versus Charlie Olives. I think.
Did you see
bro.
the post I sent you?
I
The
think.
current talks is Ali Olivera Volk,
Yeah,
UFC 308.
I don't want that. I don't want that. Volk shouldn't be fighting this year. I don't want that.
He's
Bro,
like,
I'm not.
don't give me that,
I don't want it.
please.
I don't want it. I don't want to see Volk yet. I mean that.
Bro,
He's not
I
healthy
don't.
enough.
Bro, yeah, yo, Charles is gonna piece him the fuck up, bro.
Yeah, I definitely do not want to see that. Charles would do bad things to Volkanovski right now, man. It's just he's chinny now, you know. He got put out twice, dude. That's not good. It's really, really not good.
And Charles hits on the money.
Yeah. So talking about declines. Tai Tuivasa is 0-5 in his last 5. What are we gonna do at this point? What are we gonna do with Jairo's favorite fighter?
Well, some people are there for the vibes. He's starting to be there for the vibes, and I'm all right with that. So for now, I'll let him just vibe. I mean, dude, think about it. It went a long time before people turned their back on Johnny Walker, and that man is a walking hilarious KO reel.
Yeah, I still don't even think people don't. I still want to see Johnny Walker. Just I'm gonna get entertainment. That's a fact.
Exactly. You see, some people for the vibes.
Uh huh.
Ty, at this point in his career, he's for the vibes.
He's for the
I ain't betting
vibes.
on him. I ain't betting on him. That's for sure.
Well, he's
Wait,
0-5. He can't possibly go 0-6.
oh,
Damn, Jason, you're an expert in that, aren't
He
you?
can't possibly go 0-6 is what I said when Tony Ferguson was 0-5.
bro.
Yeah.
Speaking about the Tony Ferguson thing, yo,
Oh
Bam
god.
Bam is scaring me, bro.
He
He's
really,
scaring
dude.
me.
He's only 31. That's the thing. He's a heavyweight. Like I think listen. He's been here before. He's lost 3 in a row before, and he's come back, and he went on to win 5. So that means if he's lost 5, he's gonna now win like 11. Which
Yeah, that's how it works.
exactly. This man's gonna win the belt, break the record for most heavyweight title defenses, and put John Jones to rest.
Fuck it.
Man. I don't
Let's
know,
put him
man.
out there against Jones.
Dude,
Fuck it.
he's 14-8 at this point. You know what I mean? His odds of winning are just I don't know. I don't even know what it is. Like he didn't look the worst against Jarzinho. He didn't look the worst, but also split decision. That was pretty bad, dude. And they kicked the basically fired the judge. They go, hey, pack it back. You know when you're in school playing video games on the computer and you shouldn't be, and the teacher puts their hand on your shoulder and like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to log off for me. That is what they did to that judge. Because how the fuck did you give Tai Tuivasa all 3 rounds? Like,
yeah. It's like
I wish, truthfully, I wish you won all 3 rounds.
it's
I
like when
don't
you're
know
playing
about
COD.
that.
It's like when you're playing COD with Renee and it's enough, L's, and you're like, you know what? Maybe we should take a break. Maybe we should regroup.
Yeah.
We should
Take a little smoke break, get cooked.
figure out what
That
we're
was
gonna do and go
that
forward
was
from
you
there.
and Tyler. That was you and Tyler yesterday. That shit was hilarious. I was like, nah, I'm trying to cook in this game, bro. I
Oh,
was learning how to
Tyler
play
played
it.
with you guys?
No, during Palace.
Honest.
Oh, during Palace Cut. Gotcha. Oh, by the way, guys, Jairo, Javs, and Renee, they are gonna start streaming the finals soon, so catch them at their Twitch channels and YouTube channels. I will put the links in the description below. Once they put their fucking links in the description, in the note description, in the folder we have together, then I will do it. But for now,
Pretty
if
sure
it's
my links are in there.
your names are in there, your links are not in there.
Let's go one step closer.
Thank you. This 15-step process.
Let's go.
So again, if you do not find the links in the description, like you haven't been the past couple videos, you know why.
Honestly, just blame Jason.
What? I'm doing my best. I'm calling you out on a podcast. I don't know what else to do. I've shown up to your home. I'm calling you out on air. What do you want me to do? Get the moon?
Now you know how Tom Aspinall feels about John Jones.
Damn, let's talk about that. So every time Tom says something, John runs these Twitter fingers that just... Listen, I love John. Truthfully, what? Still to go? Yeah, I would love to write an autobiography about him. Just literally call it dude, call it Bones. Have him talk about what the feeling was like to hit a pregnant woman with his car. Let him talk about his coked up days in college. Let him talk about how he used to fuck Kobe Covington. Let him talk about how he doesn't love his wife. Let him talk about how he beat Daniel Cormier's ass off a weekend of cocaine. These are all great things for a book. I think a lot of people would be very intrigued.
I want to hear every cocaine story.
I want to hear every cocaine story.
Every single one. Don't skip out on me, Joe.
Yeah, for real. I don't know if you're lying.
Oh no.
Man, but
oh
yeah,
no,
dude.
all I gotta do is read some police reports. I'll know when you're lying.
There's video of him getting pulled over. There's video of him slamming his head into him. Dude, isn't that crazy? He went to go accept a Hall of Fame award from the UFC. Okay? He's not even retired yet. He might as well be. But he wasn't even retired yet. They got him to Vegas.
Acting like it though. Kind of acting like it though.
You know, he kind of is. But they get him to Vegas. They do the whole thing. That night, this man is slamming his head into a police car. They ask Dana about it the next day. He goes, yeah, we can't bring John anywhere. Like, he can't go anywhere without getting in trouble. You know, other things Dana has said about John is that he didn't want the Francis fight. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just having the Mandela effect or something. Maybe I don't actually remember it correctly unless somebody wants to pull it up on the screen. But yeah, and now this man is... I wish I could get the type of throat that John is getting from Dana. It's got to be the slurpiest.
They definitely have a secret sex safe.
Yeah, again, is John Jones gay?
Yeah,
no,
he's blackmailing him somehow, dude. He's got something on Dana.
I don't know, man. It's pretty. What could you have on Dana? Because I mean, that man smacked his wife in public. What could you have on him?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can pull up a recording of him saying Paulo Costa is a bona fide contender, and that right there.
Man, listen. Wholeheartedly, it's coming up soon. It's coming up soon. They want the Jones and Stipe fight in November for MSG. If the fight even does happen, because it's in this Connor Chandler loop where it's just, okay, we've been waiting for this for how long now? Do we really care? It will care on the night of the fight, obviously, but leading up to it, the thing that sells is anticipation. It's why Colby and Masvidal, that was such a big fight, but then you go and watch it and you're like, I thought someone was gonna die, truthfully. So, if John wins, does he fight Aspinall?
Nah, he's gonna fight Pereira.
You think he's gonna fight Pereira?
Oh, I think I said this before. I think there's a genuine possibility this motherfucker retires. Like that would be so classic. That would be a bigger fuck you to 90% of the fans than it would be to actually beat Aspinall. Just be like, fuck you, I'm retiring.
I mean,
Like,
you want to know why? And this is the only way I can understand why Jones does retire is because realistically, man, you got to take this. You got to take what you're getting at face value. You got this young, hungry dude who's finishing everybody in the first round. And yes, John Jones has the experience and all that. But guess what? Canelo's also older too, and he just ducked Benavidez for some other guy with a B name. Maybe he got it confused. He's just learning English. But either way, he's basically saying it. He was on pound for pound with Usman and Henry, and he was basically saying, like, dude, I take 80% of the money. So my man wants a payday at this point. He doesn't want to be risking his body. He doesn't, like, he's fought for legacy. He's done everything he could. I think once he fought Bivol, it was pretty clear that, like, I could train for 2 more years. I can gain 10 more pounds. I'm not beating Bivol. I'm not beating those people up there. Those guys genuinely too big for me. And even now, man, these guys are starting to get good, and I understand why Canelo doesn't want to hurt his record. And taking that into account, I understand why John wouldn't want to hurt his record. And even if I believe that even if he doesn't fight Aspinall, he's still considered the GOAT. If we include steroids and if we include PEDs, John Jones is the GOAT.
and cocaine.
And cocaine. So, I don't know. I get it. I get why he wouldn't fight Aspinall. I do hope they do fight, you know? I do hope they do. It's one of the only things that's going to keep the heavyweight division interesting at this point. We have the revival of Volkov, which is crazy. Who thought this dude was going to revive his career the same way he revived that hairline? Have you seen how good these Turkish hair plants are?
Yeah, dude. I mean, listen. If you're gonna win, you're gonna have to have a good hairline. I think that's been proven time and time again. That's been proven time and time again. I mean,
Who got a hairline? Wait, who got a Turkish thingy?
Volkov. Yeah.
Can somebody send me a picture?
I'll put it on screen, but yeah, I'll send you a picture. Yeah, that man revived his shit, just like Paulo Costa, but somehow Paulo's hair is starting to go again. So is Connor's, actually. It's weird. I think everybody wishes they had Hobbs' hairline. That man is stress free. That's why he has it.
Dude, I fucking, oh my god. I you know what?
What?
You know what? You just mentioned it. You know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't care what the outcome is. I don't even care what the weight class is. I want to see Conor versus Paulo Costa.
What the fuck? This dude has the wildest.
Book it.
Oh,
Book it,
man.
Dana. Book it. Book it. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear shit. You just make it happen. You book that right now.
Okay.
You book that right now and bring me satisfaction.
Okay, since we're talking about ridiculous things, let's talk about another thing. Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree. When the hell has anybody gotten a title shot off of a failed drug test? Is that not crazy?
You know, Jason, I think the problem is in booking matchups, you're looking for logic. And there is no logic.
You're right. This is not a meritocracy. This is about what sells, baby. And you know what sells? The way Khalil fights. Oh, my God.
You know what sells? The way he's going to get knocked out.
Oh, wow. Ooh. Listen, Chael has been saying that Khalil's going to walk through Alex Pereira.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of
What?
crazy. Yeah.
I've
What?
heard that one before.
Yeah.
I've heard that statement
You,
before.
you want to know what other statements you've heard before? Khalil said he's not going to take Alex down. He's going to stand with him. You know,
Alex is sleeping him in 2 seconds.
you know, you know who also said that? Jiri, both times. You know who also said that? Jan, until he did take him down. Because he was like, dude, fuck this. I'm not trying to get hit with these shots. This is ridiculous. But no, for real, Khalil Roundtree is a very good fighter. But to be honest here, Javs, I'm gonna need some explanation here since we're not going off logic. How does everybody get a title shot off Anthony Smith? I want to fight Anthony Smith.
Bro, I told you, bro. He's the most irrelevant fighter I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how Anthony Smith does it. Bro, it's incredible. It's incredible. He's always in the conversation. He's always there, and then everyone gets title shots off of beating this guy, dude. And he never does anything too crazy. He just, like, hangs in there, flirts around, and boom. Oh, look, he lost. Surprising. Give him a title shot. What? How the fuck, dude? That guy.
When you beat a guy nicknamed Lionheart,
That's all it is. It's a nickname. Remember, who was it? We discussed it a few podcasts ago, but who was it that said it? That said that he is like a world-class contender. That said Smith was a world-class contender. We talked about it. It was like someone was saying it during a podcast, and we reacted to it.
God, we were. It was in it was over your house. God, I cannot remember, but it was kind of crazy. Fuck.
I just don't get it with this guy, dude. I don't understand. Like, and I'm not even. It's not even like, oh, he's trash. Like, I don't think he's trash. I just don't understand the value that his name, like the weight that his name holds for someone who. Let's be real. Jason, name the most impressive win that he has.
This is perfect. You know what we can do right now? Let's look at the rankings. Who in every division do you beat to get a title shot off of? And it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so for light heavyweight, it's Anthony Smith. For middleweight, it was Derek Brunson. You know what I mean? But Derek Brunson was kind of like a gatekeeper. Anthony Smith is a gatekeeper, but like a gatekeeper's henchman at this point. You know what I mean?
Dude, he's a gatekeeper that all the fucking analysts keep telling you was one day is gonna hold the belt, and it's never happened. It's not gonna happen. Dude, I hate it. I hate it so much. It makes me feel like I'm not watching the same fights. It's like one of those kind of things, dude. I don't get it.
Did you see that interview that he was doing with DC? And that he was like, "Oh, why doesn't nobody take him down? I take him down." I'm like, "What?" I was like, "You're not touching Alex, bro. You're not."
You know who it is for the middleweight division? Jack Hermanson. That's who it was. I just remembered.
Jack Hermanson, right? He stopped Pfeiffer, no? Yeah, that was his like big moment recently, right?
Yes.
But he's okay. I can see it being that guy, but I honestly I don't watch a lot of that guy's fights. Like his name comes up and I'm just like, whatever.
Dude,
so
he's headlined like 7 fight nights. It's kind of crazy. Jack Hermanson is, I don't know, bro. Yeah, dude, he's being used. You know who it is for welterweight? Ooh, this is tough actually. Welterweight is kind of tough because it's in a pretty different situation. Nobody's even getting title shots. Everybody's in a hold up. Yeah, it's a tough division to try to do that. Honestly, it might just be middleweight and light heavyweight that just have these. You can just get weird title shots off weird fucking wins.
No.
Oh no! Did you come up with one? What's up?
What do you mean? Did I come up with one?
What are you saying no for?
Bro, you already know if you beat Michael Chandler or Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje, you're getting a title shot.
Yeah, they have a rotation of the same, kind of like the same dude. Kind of like the same dude.
Which is getting back to what I was talking about earlier. You see how repetitive it's been? That's why I say no.
No. You know who it is? Dan Hooker. Except Dan Hooker's coming back. Dan Hooker lost to Michael Chandler. Dude got a title shot. Dan Hooker lost to Dustin Poirier. Dustin got a title shot. Yeah, it might be Hooker.
But Hooker's back.
But Hooker's back, baby. Top 5. I'm so glad he beat Gamrot. Oh my god, I was sick of seeing that dude win. I was so tired of it.
Motherfucker blew like 6 of my parlays, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Oh my god. But
I'll never bet Gamrot again.
Never. What's up, Jairo?
Honestly, that last fight, bro. I told my wife, I was like, yo, Dan Hooker might actually win. I was telling my wife the day of the fight, I was like, yo, Dan Hooker might actually beat him. He might win. And then next thing you know, bro, when they go to the scorecards, I'm like, oh hell no, he actually he did it. It's it.
Bro, I'd rather punch a baby in the face than ever bet on Gamrot again.
Chill. I just had a baby.
It's
not your baby. An evil baby.
An evil baby.
Ain't no such thing, bro. They all cute.
Listen, I'm just happy so far. Hooker has taken out 2 of the least likable fighters for me, and that is Jalen Turner and Matthias Gamrot.
He straight up blew. He straight up took Jalen Turner's hype train and literally drove it off a cliff by himself.
So happy
He's never been the same since.
I'm so happy about that. Fuck Jalen Turner, bro. Jalen Turner's a baby back bitch, and I hope he hears this. I don't give a fuck. 6'3", 155. Are you kidding me? You are literally bigger than Hamzat, bro.
Hey,
I got small balls, and I bet you they're bigger than yours.
There's a baby I can punch in the face. See, Jairo?
Exactly. I got baby. Okay. I don't know if you guys seen. I sent it in the group chat. Have you guys seen ice fights in Russia?
No, I have not.
It is just it's hockey without the hockey. So it's just straight boxing, baby. You know, there's throws. It's basically boxing and judo. And, you know, a little dangerous with those knives you have at the ends, at the bottoms of your feet. But I gotta say, it's entertaining, man. I really like that there's so many other forms of combat that you can watch. Because truthfully, UFC is getting, and I was against it for a little bit, but now I'm kind of with it. The UFC is declining. And the question is, why is that?
Because, this is my opinion alone.
Okay.
We went from an era where it was the beginning, all scrap, no talk. Then we have into where we're getting to now, all talk, no scrap. That's my problem. Like,
I mean, that's just Strickland.
I don't even.
Is this why he favors Mayweather? I mean, not Mayweather. Is this why he freaking favors McGregor so much then?
Dude, it's just.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
all talk right now. Like,
no, but you get what I'm trying to say though.
Yeah.
McGregor talked and he put people to sleep.
Yeah, that's why he was. That's why for a while he was the biggest thing in the sport for a long time. He rejuvenated the sport because you need a balance of both. I think right now we're seeing the people leaning way too much into the entertainment side, and a lot of fights, man. I'm not saying every fight because obviously we got the Gaethje, Holloway. You know, we had some bangers, but a lot of fights have had very disappointing just fights. Not even outcomes, straight up fights. Straight up, like a lot of just this is buns.
These storylines are getting better. Hey, I feel like we should get another Chandler versus Poirier fight.
First off, we are going to raise the standards of these storylines. That's our next video, by the way. The podcast is not the next video. The next video is we are assigning character roles to everybody in the UFC. And by everybody, we're going to take our time because we don't have a lot of time. So we're probably going to start with one division. And then we'll move on to the next.
I'm game, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm tired of this stale bread fucking. Oh my god, man! I think the biggest problem, truthfully, is Dana is not talking to the fighters, and that is going to lead to not the end of the UFC, but the end of his run. Because he was just asked if he talked to Marab about, the whole cut thing, and he posted it and everything, and he said it was really stupid, what a effing idiot, whatever. And then they asked him the next time, because there was a video of him cutting his stitches out as a joke, and they asked him, like, Dana, you talked to him? And he goes, no. And I can remember like 2 other press conferences where the media has asked Dana, hey, have you talked to the fighters? And he goes, no. So you're leaving everything to Hunter Campbell. You're leaving everything to Mick Maynard. These guys who, they're in the background and maybe they get things done. And it's great when they get things done. They got the Diego Lopez and Dan Ige thing done that very night. It's awesome. But as a byproduct, these guys are kind of killing the UFC. They're promoting the Sphere right now, and it's all about how expensive it is, and it's going to be the greatest production. Who's fighting, dog? You're going against Canelo that very fucking day, all right? Canelo has a giant fan base. It only takes him to be on the pay-per-view headline to be able to sell over 300, 400,000 buys, and he's getting 80% of that money. It's no wonder everybody wants to go to boxing. And even if we don't account for, fighter pay, whatever, fair, not fair, O'Malley has to come out and say, hey, bro, where's our promotion? Like, it's great what Marab is doing. It's great what Sean is doing. They are promoting the fight. But where's the UFC on this? The UFC is doing nothing, dude. If anything,
because you want to know something? Everybody finds out everything through Instagram now.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram or Twitter, and it says trending. And then you know what? I feel like the UFC feels like they don't really need to do no promotion because they're already getting it all over the internet. That's where everybody is at the internet. And then I feel like you're right. There should be more promotion.
It's
Yeah, I think it's
sick.
that combined with like what I was saying. It's the UFC, the era of Yap is in right now. You know what I'm saying? If they can't promote the UFC is looking for people to promote themselves, dude. That's
But
that's it.
but honestly, we are in the era of the yap. But you want to know, O'Malley does the yap, but he also scraps. So like,
He's not good at the
hats off to
yapping,
him.
but he does fight very well. I will always watch a Sean O'Malley fight. His trash talk's kind of though. Except what he said to Sean at that press conference. Do you guys remember what he said?
No, what do you say?
Sean was talking about this fucking guy with pink hair, and Sean good. Fuck, they're both named Sean. Skinhead Sean said, this guy with the pink hair. Pink haired Sean goes, yeah, well, at least my dad didn't fuck me.
Yikes.
Yes, that's the hardest line I've ever heard him say. So, if he can keep up with that, that'd be ideal. But yeah, dude, the UFC is declining not because there's too many events. Honestly, I don't think there's a problem with having fights every weekend. I really don't think there's a problem with that. I think the problem comes down to who's fighting. I don't know these people. You know what I mean? If you're an MMA fan, you can say MMA is your favorite part. Like you love fighting. Turn off the commentary, watch the fights. Tell me how much you enjoy it. And it is nice. A lot of people
you
do.
know what?
What?
Dana, have the old fighting style tournaments back.
He'll never do it.
You
That's what One Championship tries to do. It tries. They do it. That's why One Championship is so big. Like, you never hear the UFC talking about One Championship. And they know why. Because if they give them any sort of shine, they cannot talk about One Championship. Because they're just as big as the UFC, just overseas. And they don't have a pay-per-view model. They're also partnered with Amazon. I watch one every time. Every time it's on Amazon streaming. It's perfect. You know what I mean? They have Muay Thai. They have grappling. You have Mikey Musumeci versus Cade Rotolo. Speaking of which, Cade Rotolo just won $1 million at CJI. Which
That's
was,
awesome.
it was a little while ago. I did want to kind of talk about this real quick. CJI, I know it's a little late, but there's 4 specific people I want to talk about. The first one, well, technically 5, but first one is Nick Rodriguez, baby. Making me feel proud that my last name is Rodriguez, even though that I am going to change that one day. But that he never submits anybody. Nicky Rod never hits submissions. Yes, I'm sorry, dude. You have such a low submission rate. He went 4 for 4 on submissions this night. This man had a baby, gained dad strength, and said, you know what? Gordon Ryan, who? I'm the best grappler on the planet, baby. Nick Rodriguez is. And
I'm him, dog.
listen, man, you had people who were going to be in ADCC who then competed at CJI. You had Luke Rockhold versus Pat Downey. That was a pretty entertaining fight. If you guys want to know what fights to go and watch from CJI, go watch Pat Downey versus Luke Rockhold. Jesus Christ. Go watch any of the Cade Rotolo matches. Go watch any of the Andrew Tackett matches. Go watch Cade Rotolo versus Andrew Tackett and tell me if that's not the grappling match of the year. Felipe Andrew versus Nicky Rod, which was in the finals. And then you have Levi Jones-Leary versus Cade in the finals. But yeah, actually, since we're talking about them, the Rotolo brothers, they're so good. The Rotolo brothers are so good, but man, they are a little hot-headed. But I think that just comes from the fact that they've been fighting a mirror image of each other all their lives. They're twins, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I get what Mateus Denise did wasn't cool. He did kind of give him a little bit of a hard grab. It wasn't a full slap, but it was a grab. And Cade just turned this into a combat jiu-jitsu match. You know what I mean? Like, was it Cade or Ty? It might have been Ty. I'm pretty sure it was Ty. Never mind. Sorry, Cade. But yeah, no, they're hotheads, but they're so good. And it's crazy to think Cade Rotolo won the $1 million. In competition, the Rotolo brothers have gone against each other, and Ty has won 3 times by submission. Like that just goes to show you, man. There's different styles, there's different levels to things, but Levi, you cannot win a match just playing guard, and especially as the match is progressing, you have to change up your game plan, dude. Like you had great guard retention. If for people who don't do jiu-jitsu, a good guard, like an amazing guard, is a guard that is never passed, essentially. Like, never passed. It should be shocking if somebody passes that person's guard. Like, it would have been shocking if somebody passed Levi's guard. It would have been shocking if somebody passed, like, Gordon Ryan's guard. You know what I mean? But Cade Rotolo put on a hell of a performance, won the $1 million. He split it with his brother. And, you know, good for them. And lastly, I want to talk about Nicky Ryan, because I don't know what happened. I don't want to come down too hard on him. I like want to and don't, just because I don't know what was going on. This dude beyond underperformed. He just, it looked like he wanted to fall asleep. Like, it's bad enough that you lost, and especially in the way that you lost. You got dominated. Like, absolutely dominated. I would have never thought I would have seen Nicky Ryan dominated like that. But what makes it worse is that he's never going to get out of his brother's shadow. And to just add one more injury to insult to injury, the back of his rash guard literally says Gordon Ryan's little brother. And then he goes out and gets just ragdolled out there. That's not a good look, dude. It's like, I hope we see him in competition again, just to correct whatever that performance was. And the previous performance was at Quintet, I believe. And at Quintet, this dude gassed out after 5 minutes. And believe me, man, I've gassed out in competitions before. I get it. It's tough. But if you're a professional athlete at the highest level of jiu-jitsu, there's no explanation for that. You're not a heavyweight, you know what I mean? You weigh 170 pounds soaking wet. There's no reason that, like, you should be having these performances. So I hope he gets to the gym. I hope I hope he can turn it around, because that was a very, very bad performance. So yeah, that was CJI. CJI, greatest grappling competition event in history. I hope they do it again, and I hope ADCC learned. pay your fucking athletes. I don't care too much about production so long as you pay your athletes and promote the fighters, not the event. Also at Dana White, promote the fighters, not the event. You know, so that's my that was my little rant on CJI. And to segue it,
Alhamdulillah.
alhamdulillah, to segue it into our last thing, guys, Cain Velasquez is free. All charges have been dropped, baby.
Good. He
Like,
shouldn't have been in jail anyways.
hey, bro, you have a child now. How like I want to hear from your perspective, Jairo. What you would be feeling in that situation, and I already
If
know
I
what
got
you.
my hands on the guy.
I listen. I already know what you would do. I just like you clearly love your daughter. That's a fucking horrible thing to do to somebody's kid. Not even just to
Bro,
somebody's kid, to somebody.
I'll torture that nigga. Word of Kaneki.
What the?
I'll become Jason. I'll become Jason and crack all the little bones in his fingers one by one. I'll be like 1,000 minus 7. Ow. Yo. Word of Kaneki. He getting tortured.
Centipede in the ear. 2 centipedes in the ear, baby. Now you're deaf.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I'm very happy that Kane is free. That man did not deserve to be in prison for any amount of time. Anybody in his position would have done what he did. And the luckiest thing that could have ever happened to that piece of shit was him shooting a gun at him. Because God forbid he got his hands on him. Not even God forbid, God willing he gets his hands on that fucking dude. I can't even imagine. You know what? If I find the video, I will post it on Twitter. I can't post it on Instagram. It's gonna get taken down. I'll get a strike or some shit. But there was a video of a guy in Brazil. This guy, I believe, touched his daughter. You know what I mean? And well, this guy found this. Yeah,
Wasn't it his niece?
it might have been his niece. Somebody. This guy found out about it. It was in Brazil, and he found the guy, knocked him out, and then proceeded to snap both his arms while he was unconscious. So if I can find the video, I will post it on my Twitter. My Twitter is Jason's Woff, JASONSWOF. Uh, read the caption to find out what a WOF is. And yeah. You guys have any other points? Anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, no, I'm good. Oh, maybe we could talk about
What?
uh did you guys see that thing about like Pereira said that he wanted to avenge Izzy? That's
I've seen the
I
memes already, yeah.
I think that's hilarious. You can't make that shit up. That's too funny.
Dude,
Um
he really said only I could beat his ass and maybe the boy, and it points at Bart, and Bart is Sean Strickland.
how good is that? Oh
Bro,
my god.
is that that's what yo, is that's what makes me think. Is he really that good like people say?
Yes, he was that good. God
No,
damn it.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. You're not, yes, I understand he was, but like he wasn't the same these last couple of fights.
I think he conquered his final boss. I think his post game was beating Alex Pereira. I think his
So,
I think he got
so
the
you
bad
think Drake
ending.
is?
Yeah, I think he
So
got
you
the
think
bad
Drake is
ending.
that?
Sorry,
Sean
go
and
ahead, go
Drake
ahead.
is are just side quests.
Yeah, Dricus was a side quest that he should have done earlier in the game. Same with
So he's
Sean, man.
basically playing Jumanji.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say Jumanji, but yeah, man, he was. Remember when he was always talking about on player one, and everything like that. And now, I mean, you look at
Nah,
the
bro, you in the credits.
situation. What?
Nah, bro, you in the credits.
You in the credits? Yeah, no, he did some side missions post game, and it didn't work out. You know, I think once he beat Pajeda, 3 arrows in the
Now,
chest, it was just he reached this high, man. He reached this high. You know.
now,
Yeah,
now,
I
now,
oh,
now it's Whitaker's time.
but
Wow.
Fight
Okay.
I also think too, like I agree. The Sean performance was not great, but he was beating Dricus. It's not like he was losing. And with Pereira, he was beating him the first time too. It's not
It's
like he was losing these fights. He
yes, it's
lost, but
true.
he was winning. Like, but maybe it's a passion. Maybe he's not as passionate anymore. Once some people, once you've done it all, you've done it twice, and like you said, you've done it twice. You've beaten essentially your final boss in Pereira for him. Maybe he's just not in it. You know,
No, I
like you
agree
could
with
be
that.
locked in and you could
Yeah.
have all the talent, but you don't have the heart. You'll find a way to fumble that bag. You know.
Yeah, I listen. He should realistically only have one more fight, and that's the thing too with guys like him. His contract is so big that it's like, who do you put him up against to be able to pay him the amount of money they fucking pay him? Not only that, dude, he's not a like. Who does he main event against? You know what I mean? You can't put him in another uh title shot position. You can't.
No, I think you do the thing. Like I was telling, I read this online, and I do think it's still too soon. But I read this online, and I was like, all right, like you do it, and you find out. You put him against Kyle, and then
Kyle
you just
Borrelio?
let, yeah, you
Mmm.
because either A, he wins, and it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't hurt Kyle as much because it's like, oh, Izzy's out for revenge.
Yeah.
Like you could just say it like that.
Yeah.
Or Kyle wins, and that's a huge win for him. That's massive for him. That's a title shot right there
That's it.
after
Yeah,
Izzy.
that's an instant title shot. Instant.
So
Hop.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I say you give let Kyle, if Kyle wants it, I'm doing that. I'm sure Izzy would take the fight as well. And so that's probably what I'm booking. But aside from that, I really don't know. I guess for Izzy, it's pray that that Whitaker gets the chip because then he can go and be like Whitaker, I want that chip shot.
That is
That that
true. That is true.
that's his like if he wants a title fight, that's his path. It's Whitaker.
But you want to know something? Actually, what you just said made me realize a problem with like obvious problem the UFC's been having, but they've been doing it to themselves. They've been log jamming every division. That's what's been happening. That's what's been leading to the decline of the UFC. You look at like lightweight, for example. They had to get um Olivera and what's it called and Islam as champions because that was the only way they were gonna be able to get people to fight for the title because no one was gonna fight Islam unless it was for the title. You know what I mean? No, like
Yeah.
people would fight Olivera, but after a certain point, it's like, oh, this dude does not quit anymore. He solved that problem. Oh shit, you know what I mean? And now
Mm-hmm.
you look at 170, for example. 170's been log jammed since Masvidal was fighting. You know what I mean? Like that's a minute ago. That the division has been log jammed, honestly, since I would say since Masvidal fought Usman the first time, because then he fights him the second time, and they built up the whole story. But then you had other people in line, and think about how long Bellal was waiting for. You know what I mean? And now we have Shavkat waiting, but now we're also talking about Usman. We're not even considering Leon Edwards for a rematch, and I love that. I like that dude fell off the face of the planet at this point. I don't know where he is, but it's a good thing he's not talking to anybody and doing interviews. Let people forget about you for a little bit because that shit was embarrassing. But now look at 185. They had Strickland wait. Now he's gonna get the title shot, and even before that, you know what I mean? They were waiting on Izzy basically to end up fighting DDP, and now after Strickland and Duplessis, you're gonna have Hamza and Hamza and Whitaker, and whoever ends up winning is obviously fighting for the title. But as you said, Havs, if you have Israel versus Bahalio, now it's like, well, Kyle definitely deserves the title shot, but then you can't give it to him. And even if Izzy beats Kyle, he still can't get a title shot, but they'll try to make it work, and you know they will. You know they'll try to give him a title shot off of one win, because realistically, who else is he going to fight? He's not fighting Brendan Allen. They definitely don't want him against Nasruddin Imavov. You know what I mean? Realistically, you know what's crazy? I actually just thought about this. I think if Hamzat does beat Whitaker, I don't think he gets a title shot. I think he ends up fighting Izzy. I think they're gonna make Izzy wait, and I think if Hamzat loses, if he wins, I think he fights Izzy, and then because that's the only guy in that division right now who would be hot enough to be able to, main event with.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If
What?
Hamzat goes down to that division,
Mm-hmm.
he I think he goes through Dricus.
You think so? With that 3-round cardio that he has?
He's only gonna take him one.
I'm gonna be honest with you. He would have to knock him out because there is, and I'm very serious. There is no way in hell that Hamzat is out grappling Dricus. And I know you can pull up the tape. Don't get me started. I've seen the Dricus tape. All right, I take what I said.
I've seen the mixtape. I've seen the mixtape.
I've seen his lowlights. Listen, take what I said with a grain of salt. But I don't think Hamzat out wrestles or out grapples Dricus because he is very good on the ground. He is,
So is Hamzat.
So is Hamzat, but he's not submitting Dricus. I don't think that's gonna happen. He would have to.
Although I'm calling it right now. If you'd ever thought the UFC was rigged, if somehow it's fucking Adesanya who solves the Dagestani problem, that shit's fucking rigged. That shit's fucking rigged. I'd be so mad, dude. I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it'd be tough.
You'd be in title conversation for the rest of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Literally for the rest of the time.
Oh, yeah. But, all right, boys. Let's wrap it up. Final notes? Final comments?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Jairo, you?
Dagestan up here, brother.
For now.
For now. Again, the rise of the Japanese and the decline of Dagestan. All right, guys. If you hate us, go. Okay, so funny enough, it stopped recording for some reason. So now we're going to say bye, and I'm going to edit this in. So, yeah, if you hate us, let us know. Contact our loved ones. Contact the authorities. Tell us that you hate these guys. They're called the Cucamongas, and they need to be stopped. Don't follow us on Instagram or Twitter. Just leave us hateful comments. If you feel that strongly, DM us, and we'll definitely respond. And yeah, now you guys can say bye. Sorry, the recording messed up a little bit.
It's all right. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Love you too.
La 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 la, then you can't tell me nothing.
Еще одна атака. Включился Кирилл Круглов на полную. Есть! Второй нокдаун. Так и додаст.
Y viene Puma King por encima.
Oh!